Alright, alright. Okay, okay, okay.
You're watching All Stars Base, Best African Entertainment. Stay there, go nowhere. Hi guys, welcome to All Stars Base. I'm your girl Ella Patti, the queer princess. Another beautiful guy. Oh my God, I can't wait to go into this topic. But before I do so, let me introduce my guest for this evening. So the first guest is my beautiful lady on red. Oh my God. You know what red does to human. I didn't say that. Her name is Christiana. Finally, I can pronounce this name clearly. Good luck to me. And I have a second guest as well. Her name is Babalicious Baba. I call her Babalicious Baba. Her name is Baba. Let's leave the last name for now. And I have my amazing celebrity, the beauty. Her name is Chiela. Thank you, ladies, for joining me. Can you quickly do a quick introduction? Okay, but before we do that, I don't want to forget my should I say out on the phone guest or in on the phone guest? But I have a guest on the phone. His name is Ram the MC. Ram, are you there so we can just see your handsome face? Ram is there.
Hey everyone.
Oh my God, you look like a British. Are you a British?
I'm hoping to be next week.
Oh, okay. Amazing. Stay there. Don't go yet. Oh, Christiana, can you introduce yourself again? I know we do that all the time, but new people might be watching us. So what's your full name?
Okay, so hi, my name is Christiana, and I am a music influencer, a social media expert. I affiliate with artists and promote artists. I do events management, events planning. So yeah, I'm really versatile. I'm also a mom of 3.
Ooh.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes. Nice to be here.
Thank you. You're always here. Okay, my next guest, please.
Hello everybody, my name is Baba Amoya Samadu and I'm a mother of 3 as well, and I am a counsellor and mentor, and I'm a minister as well, and I'm very pleased to be here now.
Thank you for coming, and my beautiful celebrity.
Okay, I don't know what she's talking about. Anyway, my name is Chiela. An actor, I'll probably say, presenter, host. I'm a minister as well, actually, and I'm a mom of 2. I leave those 3 to the other 2 guests.
To the other ladies.
Yeah.
All right, Ram the MC, can you quickly do your own introduction if you can, please? Ram the MC.
Hi. I don't know if you can see me right now. Can you see me?
Yes, we can.
Fantastic. So I'm a master of ceremony. I'm an entertainer. My name is Ram. I am father of 3 in the future. I'm not predicting, but yeah, that's me. And I'm happy to be here on your platform.
Thank you so
All
much.
Stars.
Thank you for joining me. All right, let's dig into this topic. So guys, you know we'll be talking about relationship, and we want to continue with our relationship topic. Right now we want to dig into marital relationship. So we're talking about sex in marriage. Guys, I'm an adult, so I'm allowed to talk about sex. Okay. So Can anybody tell me what is sex in marriage? Because I know people don't really understand the word sex in marriage. Can anyone tell me what sex in marriage is? I love when I have ladies. You know, they're just in there saying, who will go first? Should I pick you or should you go first? All right, let's leave it to our boss lady here, Chiela. Chiela, your face tells a lot. Oh my God. Chiela, please, what is sex in marriage?
Okay, sex in marriage is a sexual intercourse that you actually have with your marital partner. So that's what I'll say. When you have intercourse with the person you're married to, then that's sex in marriage, right?
All right, can the studio please bring down the volume because we can hear echoes. Please, the feedback is too much. If you can, thank you, that works. Yes, so sex and marriage is having intercourse with your partner.
Yeah.
Baba, do you have anything to add up to that?
Yes, it's. I'm not gonna go all churchy, but it's an intimate bond between two married couples, and where the man goes into the woman, and just get intimate. Let's put it that way.
Can I ask a question? Why is your eyes closed? Why? You're just trying to explain what sex and marriage is, but there's so much passion in your eyes. You actually closed.
That's because, when you talk about it, it kind of takes you there.
Are you there right now?
Oh, yes.
Oh my goodness. This is interesting. Christiana, can you tell me, what do you understand with the word sex and marriage?
Yes, basically a sexual intercourse between a married couple. So it's their way of showing that they love each other, one of the ways anyway. So yeah.
Okay, thank you for that. Ram, I'm going to come to you right now. I don't know if you're still there. Ram, we're talking about friends with benefits now. Is friends with benefits okay? Let's ask the guy. Ram, the MC, is sex with benefit okay? Why are you licking your tongue like that? Oh my God.
Yes.
This is interesting.
In some scenarios, it can be okay. Some scenarios,
Friends
it
with
can be
benefits,
detrimental. Yes. So, for example, when it's beneficial is if you are married to your friend. Now that's good. That's sex with benefit. And
That's clever.
I love this guy.
That's clever. I like
This is why it's good when you have a comedian. They twist everything.
Yeah.
Ram, okay, I was not expecting that at all. Okay, we're listening.
so that's in that scenario, it's good. But there's situations where it may not be so good. Is if you have sex with your friend and you're no longer friends. So that just
Oh my
leave a
God.
lot of hurt and pain. So
You're so
sexual
funny. Like
benefits,
I can't stop laughing right now.
Well, so you can't remain friends.
I'll stop right there. I don't want.
It gets complicated.
Go on.
It gets very complicated.
Yeah, but I've seen situation where you have intercourse with your friend and you're still friends and it's still friends with benefit.
Yeah, I know. That's what it is. Friends with benefits means you're friends, but whenever you need sex, you can go to each other for it. That's what it is. And you were asking if it's allowed or not.
No, but sometimes you might not be their friend. You might be somebody that you just like, but you don't want to go into the word relationship with the person, but you want it to be friends with benefits.
Yeah.
They're not your
You
friends.
just want to have sex.
You just want to have
So
sex.
basically
Yes.
somebody that, hello, hi, so you go like, wham, bam, thanks, goodbye.
That's
done.
it. And
Is
then
that
when you
what we're
want the
talking
person, you
about?
call the person. But you
Okay.
guys are not
Yeah.
actually having that one-to-one sit down
Okay,
and
I
talk
have
thing.
a question. I know this is your show.
Okay.
But would you say what friends with benefits is the same as situationships? Because there's.
Can you explain what situationship? Because we don't know. We're novice
know.
here. Oh, Ram. No. Ram. I think Ram should know. Ram, what is
Ram will.
Ram will?
Yeah.
Okay.
Situationships.
Okay.
It should explain
Ram, can you explain
situationships.
situationships, please?
Whoa. Christiana, why? Okay, seriously speaking, situationship is when you are a guy and a girl are conversing and they're not sure what they are. They've not labeled themselves, right? They're not fully committed.
Okay.
Most of the time, it's don't know what it is to the guy. That's a situationship. Until it's clearly defined that we are partners or we are exclusive, then you're in a situationship.
Wow. But why did they actually call it situationship? I don't get it. The name situationship.
Because they can't put a name on it.
Yeah.
They can't put a name, so they're seeing each other, but they're still
They don't know what to
seeing
call it.
Yeah,
Then it should
they
be
don't
called
wanna
no name
commit.
situation.
That is a situation. That is a confusing situation. You like each other, but you don't want to commit.
Yeah, commit.
You don't want to commit. The fear to, like, you know, because obviously if the other person sees you with another girl, you're like, but you said this. They're trying to avoid all of that drama. Or maybe some people say they want to focus on their careers and they don't want to, you know, but they want to sort of keep that person because they like that person.
Okay, so friends with benefit, is it recommended?
I wouldn't recommend that.
For
Sorry.
who exactly?
I wouldn't. It's too complicated. It brings
Just
trouble.
friends.
General.
Yeah, general, yes.
No.
Okay, so in marriage, is it recommended?
It's not even recommended for normal people. Then you're talking about
Marriage.
marriage. Come
What
on.
do you mean by in marriage is it recommended? Like, can you have a marriage and then still have something outside of it? Is that what you're saying?
Guys, I know you know, I don't know if you guys know this. We have white people who do wife swap.
Yeah, but
And-
that's just for TV.
No, don't
that's
say
true
it,
in
don't
real-
say that.
Yeah.
If they can do it in TV,
It's
would they not
happening.
practice it in real life?
Yeah, but I think they do every other thing. My understanding is they do every other thing
Without
apart
sex.
from sex.
No,
Yes.
they do. Sis, I'm gonna
That's
tell
what
you.
I think.
I'm gonna tell you, they do sex.
Oh yeah.
And that's why, and funny enough, would I also say that the white people explore more? They don't mind. They don't mind when the man brings his wife. They give you their own wife, and then they
Swapping
do.
wives.
They don't even mind doing it in the same room while watching each other.
Okay, so Ram, tell me, would you say friends with benefit is okay when you're married, or is a no-go area? I know you're not married, but if you're to be married, would you advise that? You know what I mean. Let's just ask the question.
Well, you see, each one's marriage is unique to each one, right? So if male and the female both are happy and agree with that, why not, right?
Wow.
Hey,
Okay.
interesting.
I like it.
I don't.
I like to hear. I like to hear that he's
Saying,
okay
like,
with that.
You know why? Because like, even for a single person, like friends with benefits, like having friends with benefit with someone can be very confusing. Not to talk about now when you now bring that into marriage. That's like heavy because you know it's like a way. Just say you want to break up your home, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay, would that not be classified as cheating?
That
Because-
is cheating.
With the
And I thought cheating is wrong.
Unless the man is married to more than one person.
yeah, and then you take
it,
turns.
and then you take turns. That's different. But then that's not even friends with benefit. Do you understand? In a way,
that's a
but
proper marriage.
that's
but
a
you
proper-
have
yeah.
More than one.
yeah.
To be honest with you, even those people that practice it, they will tell that there's issues.
Yeah.
I won't say I've seen, but you know, they've dramatized it. So you say it's okay for us to you know, experiment, and then they get in the middle of it. They find that actually this is not what we really want, and then that is already caused trouble already. And most times you get is the woman that gets blamed because the man is okay for them,
It's
but
alright
then
for
do
a man to
everything.
do it, but when it's a woman.
Exactly. So for me, if your husband or your partner says that to you, trust me, when casala burst, I don't know if you understand, when there's it becomes a problem, you find that it's the woman that actually loses out. So most times you find that most women will say to you, no, never, not happening.
Okay, so do you also think that it's actually a man that suggests the open relationship, or it comes from the woman?
Usually it comes from a man.
Yeah, men,
of the time.
definitely, I think so too.
I know a situation where the woman actually suggested it. So.
Yeah, but it's
I'm not
common.
saying that women don't, but I'm saying the percentage, trust me, it will be more
You
men.
mean like, let's say, 50?
I'll probably say about 80 to,
Oh, wow.
to 80
Maybe
to
70
20.
in this day and age.
Let me tell you why. You see, women, to be honest with you, women, we are more emotional and we get attached, unlike
Easily.
men. They don't. So in that perspective, I'll say once a woman start doing that, she, you know, the regard for her, even the man sometimes, you know, they can't help that. So that's what I think, that men suggest it more because maybe they feel they can do it and get away with it, and than the woman.
Ram, do you agree with that as well? Do you think that the men would or will always be more in suggesting for open relationship? So, sorry, friends with benefit.
Oh, it's
Frozen.
frozen, yeah.
Ram, should I repeat that again? Okay. So, Christiana, do you agree that men, when you want to rank it, men actually suggest for this?
Yeah, I feel like they do it more out of convenience because they try to avoid drama. You know, like they feel like a woman can easily get attached. So from the beginning, even in this day and age, with the young ones as well, the current ones, they tend to like try to sway away from that responsibility, from that community that they're actually building that's emotion in somebody else. So like they always try to say, oh no, it's, you know, if the moment they feel like they can't do like friends with benefits, then they would like obviously cut off the relationship.
But
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
But if you're in a relationship with a guy, I'm actually like processing it. If you're in a relationship with a guy,
Yeah.
and the guy comes to you and says to you, babe, I want us to have an open relationship, would you still return in that relationship? Because
Yeah,
we're emotionally attached to things.
Yeah.
As a woman, you know that we're emotionally attached, and a guy is telling you, I want to be an open relationship, and you know that it's not okay for you. Would you still stay and do open relationship with a man?
But it depends on the person. It depends on the person. Like some women will still go for it. Some will go for it like because they hope that that person will change their mind over a period of time, and it gives them like time to like gradually get to like know the person, for the person to get to know them. So they might pick an interest, you know, and obviously that can go down the hill or it can be good, depends. And some people, you know, they are bold and strong enough and they might be okay with it. So it depends on the individual, it depends on the person's morals, depends on their lifestyle. It just depends on, it's an individual choice.
I just feel our relationship is so complicated because if you're
Yes,
saying
there's so many
you're not
sides.
allowed to cheat in relationship, and I'm in a relationship with you where everything goes, I can sleep with somebody else, you can sleep with somebody else. We're not even in a relationship.
No,
It's not
Yeah,
even,
that's
it's
not
not
a
even friends with
relationship.
benefits either.
Let me tell you why. When you have a relationship, let's define what a relationship is. When you have connection with someone, connection with the sexual connection, marital connections, those marital connections, for example, has got rules and regulation that governs that.
Yes.
So if I'm having a friend, I'm having a friend relationship with Ella, for example, there is rules and regulation that governs that. So when you start stepping out of that, I'm sorry to say, there's going to be problems. So if I'm a married person and then you're bringing things that should not be, there's no way you're going to get that result. I'm sorry to say, people are going to get hurt. People are going to, emotional distort. Everything is going to happen, going to go. And don't forget, we've got an adversary who is just jubilating and say, wow, I got them there. And start feeding you things. And before you know it, it's just gone out of proportion. But then that's the power you give to the devil. But if you say, no, this is the boundary of the marriage, we're not bringing this in, and you kick it out from the beginning, then, it's as simple as that. Every relationship got rules and regulation. We just need to work within that rules and regulation. And that is it. Yeah, that's what I think.
Can I ask a question? Do you think that in our day and age now, people, when they go into a relationship, they don't actually lay a foundation? The word you just used, rules and regulations.
Let me tell you one thing. People's intentions are different. Some people camouflage their intentions. You say, oh yeah, I don't mind being your side chick or whatever they call it these days, yeah?
Nice.
Behind that intention, trust me, they have. All they want to do is to get in there, and then they start giving you rules and regulations, and then you say, but that's not what we agreed. Hello, you allowed it. So whatever comes, it's
Ram,
people's intentions.
And to be honest with you, most guys these days, if the moment you mention the word we are in a That's
It
it.
puts
They
them
don't
off.
even want to. Yeah, they don't want to
The
hear
thing
it.
is, let's put it this way. Most guys, most women mature more than men. Let's just put it that
Yep.
way. You can have a 16-year-old girl that has the brain of a 30-year-old woman, but
True.
then men usually don't get to that level on time. I've realized that. So they tend to be afraid of commitment. Oh God, if I go in there, I'm trapped. I can't do this. I can't do that. So it kind of puts that fear. That's why they go like, okay, can we see where this is gonna lead? They don't want to put a tag on it. They don't want to say you're my girlfriend yet, or you're my wife, or you're my that. And that's why people tend to want to do open relationships and things like that out of fear of commitment.
Okay, Ram, can I ask you a question? Ram, are you there?
I am right here.
Okay, so if people are afraid to commit, to put a tag to the relationship, how would the young generation get into a solidified relationship or get married if there's no tag to any relationship?
Wow. Okay, so marriage is definitely under attack because of the availability of sex in this day and age. So how can the young people, um, I guess, protect the sanctity of marriage? I guess the parents, the older generation, have to show them that it's worthwhile, right?
Yeah.
We have divorces flying left, right, and center. We have their parents not being intimate, not showing love. It's not what they want to see. They don't have the perfect example. So, in some way or the other, maybe we should introduce a class or in our curriculum, marriage subject or something, and teach about the history of marriage. But it's tough. It's a tough one. I don't have all the answers to it, but I think it starts with each and every one of us. Baba, it starts with you. Christiana, it starts with you. Ella, it starts with you. I mean, I'm not married, so it don't start with me. But yeah.
Ram, I'm still going to ask another question. Do you think time will come when young generation will not do marriage anymore? It's going to be benefit or open relationship?
Oh, it's already happening, love.
It's already happening. Yes, definitely in France. I was reading the statistics. The rate of marriage is declining. Some people are finding it cheaper to not marry, right? Because the cost of wedding, during the wedding ceremony, the cost of booking an MC like myself, and the cost of divorce is quite high. So we have a decline in marriages, and it could go that way, unfortunately.
Wow. So that means the purpose of God or the plan or the wish of God for mankind will not be put in place anymore because of our own selfish desires.
Everything of God is under attack. So marriage
Yeah.
will be
God.
under attack.
Yep, especially the institution of
Marriage, yeah, I agree
Because
totally.
this is where it starts from.
Yeah.
It starts from
The
marriage, and
units.
then you build the home and you train them to go into the world. So if they're able to attack the root, that's it.
Yeah.
So scattered.
Okay, can I ask a question? Do you think the reason why this marriage circle is attacked is because people are not strong enough to defend marriage? When I mean defend marriage, when your marriage is breaking down, instead of you going on your knees and praying,
That's
you
the
want
key.
to back up. You
That's
want
the
to.
problem is we're in a generation where we don't like work. We want everything easy, easy, easy. But marriage is work. There will come a point where it feels like it's too much. That's when a lot of people give up. I always tell people, unless you're being physically or emotionally abused, there's always a way to fix it.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay, I don't want us to deviate a bit. When Bible says for better, for worse, does that still apply today?
It applies.
Yeah, because this is life. You're going to have ups and downs. You know, that's why I love the Bible. It doesn't deceive you. It's told you for better, for worse. When it says worse, it means like bad. Because there's going to be things, but it's not to scare you, it's to prepare you. Because if you're expecting something and you've made plans for it, when it does happen, the impact is not going to be that much. Don't get me wrong, it's not that you're not going to get hurt, but it's not going to be as bad as, and you're not going to find yourself in a very bad place because you've already expected it that it will happen. And you already know that these are the things, you know, you can overcome it and you've put things in place. That's why I say people are not prepared these days. And like you said, people are not ready to put in the work. It is hard work, emotionally, physically, otherwise it is hard work. And you have to be a hardworking person a patient person to be able to be in marriage.
Yep, like the
you know.
Bible says, the fruit of the Spirit.
Yes, you have to have them.
Suffering, patience, and those are the two that are hard.
Yes.
When I say hard, I
Yeah.
mean hard. You have to be in it to understand, because this is like your own space that's been invaded
Yes,
in a way.
it is.
Because you have your own values, your
Yes.
own things that you like to do. The other person has theirs.
Yeah.
They're coming from a different background as well, and you're coming together. So it's like already there's a battle there.
Yeah.
So you guys have to find like a common ground. You have to make your new values together, and you have to learn to compromise. It's important. Don't say this is how I've been taught, this is my way, so you have to accept it. It doesn't work like that. You have to learn to accept the person's faults, because we are not perfect.
Yes.
I have my faults, he has his faults. So you have to learn to work with it, overlook it, and look at the good sides more.
Yeah.
Because there's always good sides to people. Like you have your bad sides and your good sides, but I choose to focus on your good sides. That's why we have a good relationship.
Yeah.
To add to what she's saying, you see, in marriage, like I said, if you have issues, you need to go back to, you can't, if you have a car, for example, I've got a Nissan Qashqai, and I have problems with it, I'm not going to go and start asking an Audi manufacturer, how am I going to fix my car? You know, so marriage was originated by God. If you have issues, trust me, he's put down all the rules and regulations we need. It says the man should love, and it says the woman should submit. And you find out sometimes when the woman loves too much,
The man back
because the job of the man is to love. God knows why he said that. Not that you don't love your husband, don't get me wrong. But, you know, he's giving that role to the man to love. When the man loves a woman, trust
humbles.
me, the woman will submit. Our job is to submit to our husband. And, you know, if you can work those two things, trust me, you will not have issues in your marriage.
It's true, because when a
You will
woman
not.
feels like, oh my God, my man loves me, you don't have to
Tell them to submit.
And
They
also,
trust.
the thing is, you don't have to do things by force.
Yes.
You don't do things to get what you want. It
Yeah.
comes naturally when a woman knows she's
Yeah.
cared for, when she's secure. Oh God, she'll go to heaven and hell for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
Okay, can I ask a question? Don't you believe that your circle can affect your marriage? For example, if you're having issues in your marriage and you always relate to a friend who is negatively advising you, don't you think this is one of the main factors
that's
why
dangerous.
homes are breaking, why
That's a
people don't even
dangerous
want to be
thing.
married anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's
when they get
dangerous.
married, they tell them. You know, when you see people don't listen, yeah? When someone is getting married, you marry in the church, for example, one of the things that you leave your father and you leave your mother. If you can leave your mother and your father, who is a friend?
Friend.
Come on.
Yeah, and
Can you rephrase that? I need to rephrase it again.
You know, if you can't get advice from your parents and you have to leave them, even the Bible says that you should. Who is the friend? I don't care who the person is. Their opinion does not count. Yeah, exactly.
The thing is, unfortunately as well, you've realized that most of them too might be single friends, and they haven't even gotten married. What do they know about marriages? But the thing is, sometimes the woman might be so frustrated that
I know.
they want to
Let
vent,
out.
so they go to the wrong people. But as she said, go to the originator, because he's the source. If you make him the center of your marriage,
Yes.
it definitely is going to
Yeah.
go the right way. It's not going to be easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but hey, at least it helps.
It does.
Should we add eventually to?
Ram, I know you're here. Can we ask you a question? Do you agree that people, or are you in agreement that people should do comparison in marriage? As I said, I know you're not married, but want to hear from you as a single guy. If you get into a place where you want to get married to your girlfriend, you know what I mean? Would you be okay for her to find or get information or compare you and another person in your marriage?
Now that's a very, very tough one, right? Because it can lead to a lot of problems. However, women can be skillful in doing this in a way that if your husband is obese, right, you don't directly point at Idris Elba and say, "Hey, look at him, he's muscular and all that," and you then disrespect your husband. Maybe massage the back of his head and say, "Baby, if you lose weight, you will know we'll do round three tonight." You understand? You will find a way to make the comparison beneficial. You don't want to demean and you understand? So something along those lines. But it depends on how you do it.
How you phrase
You know,
it.
but if you if you now say the man should be like Bill Gates and you know he doesn't have that potential, just be careful. Just be careful.
Okay, so comparison is not recommended at all.
No.
And you know that people do it a lot.
Yeah.
You know, you see, for example, I see Chiola's and her husband, and I go, oh my God, they're very peaceful, they're happy. But not knowing that either the man is even abusing at home, but because they come out
And then show
and they show
us
us something else.
Even on social media, you see
Yeah.
like people with their husbands with pictures, videos showing the good side, but at home it might be a different story
True.
altogether. You know, but I have an example. I actually did that one time where I told my husband, "Oh, why can't you be this romantic?" And I realized that hurt him.
Child.
It's not good to do that, guys.
No comparison, no comparison.
Because it's like some men are good in their own way. He will come home and he sees that you're tired. He'll go and wash the dishes. Another man won't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he might not be a flower kind of person or surprise kind of person, but he's good in his own way. So you have to know your partner's or husband's good sides and then appreciate it and let them know that you actually do appreciate it rather than compare them to what you're not getting.
What I'll add to that, I wouldn't say it's comparison. I'll put it like this. A lot of people sometimes don't speak out, especially when they start off the relationship. Let me give you an example. A couple, she wants the guy to marry her, and then she's all good and whatever, but that's not actually her. Now they get married, and she shows her real color. The husband goes, oh, you've changed. Actually, she hasn't changed. She's actually being her. Do you get what I mean? And then if she says to her husband, actually, this is the things I like, and he can't give it to her, she's still gonna, I don't know if that makes sense. I'm not saying you're comparing, it's just like, put out all the cards on the table, no hidden agenda, so we all know where we stand. And then if we know that from the beginning, then if I'm a flower person and you're not buying flower and I say like, buy me flowers, you can't complain because you know I love flowers. Do you get what I mean? So you're not going to say, oh yeah, because you saw that neighbor. No, because actually I love flowers.
As you said,
you know,
people lack communication.
Yeah,
and I
definitely.
also will tell you that nowadays, I hardly see anybody that will go, oh, hi, my name is Ella Patti. We're having a chat and you go, by the way, I love flowers. I love this. I don't like arrogant men. I like guys that love me. I love guys that touch my whatever. Do you understand? They don't do that.
That comes with progression.
yeah.
Because like you meet someone fresh and then you don't say things straight away. You spend time with them. You go out.
You see, what she said. She said, the man will begin to say you have changed.
Change. I was
Because
gonna say that,
because
Didn't
they did
know
not
that.
know that.
Yeah.
There
That's
was
what I'm saying. If you meet somebody
Don't
fresh
just-
and you actually get to know them by spending time with them
Yeah.
regularly and not rushing to think, because what happens is most of the time we're under pressure from parents
Yes.
or with society
Yeah.
or with the church community that it's not good to be seen with a man and things like that. So it's like there's so much pressure that people are trying to rush things through. So we don't take time to understand and get to know one another.
Yeah.
Even the Bible says, in getting all the knowledge and wisdom,
Get understanding.
Understanding is key in everything you do in life,
Yeah.
relationship wise. Because if you don't understand even why you should even get married in the first place, you're going in a crash course.
Yeah.
Literally, you've already failed before you started.
Yeah.
You understand where I'm coming from? So that's what I was trying to say.
And sometimes some people change in the course of the marriage. You know, you've had kids, for example, the way you see life and things change. You know, you can be someone that, you know, I'm single, I don't have any responsibilities. You know, I can be frivolous with my money, I can buy all the Gucci handbags. But then I have kids now, I have to think about their school, I want them to go private school. I'm not going to be spending money like I used to. I've changed. Because my perspectives and priorities have changed. So every couple needs to know that and don't count it as a negative thing. I don't know if that makes sense. And I think that's where you want to keep that person the same way. They can't because life is changing, things are
This is
changing.
why I would say that obviously communication is key
Yeah.
in every relationship, in situationships, in in marriage. It's the same. You have to be
friends and
clear.
benefits.
Well, try to be. Me, I would say like just try to be as clear and open as possible from the beginning. You know, because and then don't rush into things. Take your time. Get to know the person. So that way, when you marry the person, it's not like, oh, you've changed. This is not what you did before. And people, even if people change, because people all the change is constant. That's the one thing. So even if people change, it can't be like they've actually changed. It might just be like they might have a different interest. They've developed something, you know, like you said, you know, you prioritize what's more important to you, you know. So I feel that as long as the communication is constant and is stable in the marriage, things definitely will go well.
Let's ask Ram, with young generation people, the young generational people, I mean the really young generation people, you understand? Shabi? With young generation people, do they communicate a lot in relationship? Or do you communicate a lot in your relationship? Is that some things that you reserve? Like, I'm not going to talk about it because I don't want the person to know about this, or maybe later in relationship I'm going to open up. Does this happen?
Yes, certainly, those things do happen, right? When you meet someone, you want to impress them from the onset. You're not going to tell them all your dirty laundry, right? We all have things that we're not very much proud of, but we have this view in our times where people feel like, I'm going to marry my best friend, I can tell them everything, and it's very hard to be vulnerable to someone like that. So yes, communication, we are encouraged because we see messages, marry your best friend, but it is challenging because um, we're not proud of the things we've done, or we don't want to be judged. Nobody wants to be judged.
Something that you've done is in the past. Why would your past affect your today? Because the lady you're meeting, you met her today, not yesterday. So whatever you've done in your past remains in the past. Nobody's going to judge you by your yesterday, but they will judge you by your tomorrow.
Fair point. But let's look at this, Ella. Let's say your husband, your handsome husband, before you met him, he told you that he was a homosexual and he slept with 50 men, but he's given his life to the Lord, and now he loves only women. Would you accept him, Ella? Would you have accepted him?
I will. I will, because as I said, I know people who are prostitutes, yeah? And the man in question have met her during the same intercourse section, and they're legally married. Now, you don't look at what the person has done, because you understand there's an attraction. There's feeling. There's a lot when it comes to relationships. So you don't just say, oh, because you're a sinner. It's yesterday.
Yeah,
the Bible says,
I was going to say that you don't look at the past.
Yeah.
You know, if you truly love someone, you will try to get past their past.
It,
you know, it's easy for you to say, but I'm just saying that you try. So there are some things that some people would have done that even if you're not bothered, because they've changed and everything, so like their actions help you forget. But it's like it in the beginning when they're hearing it for the first time, because they've never really known that part of you, or that maybe that was your past.
Yeah.
That can cause fear. That makes there's a little bit of worry.
Skeptical.
Yeah, they become exactly.
Look,
they become
wait.
a little bit skeptical.
See,
so
in as much as you're not telling me this when we're now married. Do you understand? If you tell me that you've killed people in the past, and at the stage where you're confessing this thing, you're about to put a ring in my hand, I'm going to dump you, because you've stored this secret for a very long time.
Why now?
Why now? If you tell me when I'm still yet to know you, I'm still growing my feelings. I'm still a baby. We're still baby in that relationship. I can tolerate something. That's why they say, you from your household, me from my household, we've come together. I don't know the things you've done. You don't know the things I've done. But we're growing together. So you can come up and say to me, oh, by the way, I aborted a child 3 times.
Yeah, but at least you're keeping. That's why it's important you keep an open. That's why I said from the beginning, keep an open relationship.
That's
Don't
what we're
hide
saying.
things. Yeah.
That's what we're saying. Yeah. So he's saying that they keep their secret, they close it, and then they open it gradually. And he's asking me a question: if my husband was to tell me this, would I still marry him? And I'm saying, if you tell me right in the beginning, when I'm still studying you, I have not sold my spirit to you. You know, when it comes to marriage, I've given you my body, I've given you my heart, I've given you my soul. Everything belongs to you.
Yeah,
I am
but
humble.
what about the people that?
Yeah, but if you're saying the past does not matter, Why do you want to know about it?
No,
Do I have to tell you about my past?
Now you're saying if you ask. I'm not asking you. Some people want to tell you their past because they know that if you get to hear it later, it might change your mindset.
Yeah.
That's why people say it. I've been in a relationship where the man is asking me, "Oh, I want to tell you something." I'm like, "If it's your past, don't worry." And he's saying, "It might hurt you later." I'm like, "If it's that bad, say it. If it's you slept with a lady or you cheated in your relationship, I don't want to hear that. It's fine, because I know that if you love me and I'm giving you happiness, you will not go back there." Do you understand? It depends on what the person have done, and if the conscience of the person is still blaming the person, then the person will open up.
Yeah, but some people as well, they're actually afraid to tell you the past because they don't want to lose you.
See, babe.
You get what I'm trying to say? But I get what you're saying. I'm not arguing it. But
that's why
giving you other instances.
That's why marriages fails. Because if you don't want to lose me at the beginning stage, you don't have me yet either.
Ella, I think it depends. It's the same thing with God. God tells you go there. It doesn't tell you that you're gonna have to go through the Red Sea. You're gonna be, your back is good. It's telling you and giving you a land that's full of milk and you're thinking milk and honey, and then you get to the Red Sea. There's no way. Sometimes it depends. I'll give you an example. There's certain things that maybe has happened, and I know if I tell my husband, like, the way he would take it, because it just happened, sometimes I'll wait after.
Babe, you're maybe someone said, your husband now.
Yeah, I'm just giving you an example. Babe, sometimes there's certain stages in a relationship, you feel that person, because you know that person, they cannot handle that at that time. You know when to release that information.
Are you talking about a sin that you've just committed while you're in the relationship, or you're talking about something that you did 10 years ago, 5 years ago?
That's what I'm saying to you. You're saying if it's the past, I don't think anyone should be held for their past.
It's simple. That's just what it is.
That's the past. It has happened. We're meeting where you meet me.
Where
you meet me now is our starting point.
Thank you. That's just the summary.
And then just move on with it. And then if you feel there's anything that then I don't know.
Unless the person has a problem.
Health problem. They cannot give birth or something.
Health as well. I'm talking about. Some men have a problem with lust. They see one woman and another woman and they just wanna. You understand? If it's a chronic problem, then you have to tell me about it, because I don't want to have to
that's what we're saying.
When we're actually married, and then I see that I got everything in a woman that you want.
All right, can I give an example? I don't know if any of you watched this new series in Netflix. This love series, something in the beach. It's a series. The black girl and the guy. The black guy told the girl, because he felt like, okay, I'm in a good place, I can tell you my past. He now said, I do threesome, or I used to do threesome. And the girl did not judge him, but he was judging himself to the fact that he started cursing the girl and left the show.
Really?
Oh, it's Love Island.
Is it Love Island?
No, it can't be.
It's not. It's a new series, but it's about love or something.
Okay, I didn't know.
Do you understand? Even the girl did not want to know, but he wanted to open up.
Is it love? Blind.
Something like that. I don't blind whatever.
Yeah,
blind
like you propose to the person without seeing the person.
Oh,
okay. No, it wasn't a threesome. It was he liked men, and especially in America, or even when a black African man is like bisexual, because I'm trying to watch my words.
Bisexual.
But when they're bisexual, because that's what it was bisexual. They're seen in a different light. You understand? And it's something that he's kept eating to himself for a very long time. So because he liked this girl, he felt the need that he had to.
Now, but listen to this. If you love somebody, this is where we go wrong in marriage. You love somebody, on that show you get married, right? You put a ring in.
They actually get married for real
before they get to know each other. It's crazy.
You were on national television. Do you think that's the right place and right time to say such thing to the whole world?
No, do you know what it is?
No, we're talking about marriage. We're not.
When it comes to shows, to tell you the truth, when it comes to shows like that, they can pull any stunts to get the views.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry to say, if you signed up, of course, if you signed up for such things, Anything they bring out, like the build up, you
Okay.
have to follow the trend and say, you people,
I
let
have
that
to-
be a problem.
I have to
stop.
say
Yeah.
something.
Yes, we need to move on.
This
Yeah.
no, yeah, wait. It's gonna be really quick.
Yeah.
This show, because I know they don't like this is it. They get engaged. It's like you get to know the person without seeing the person, like from what they're saying, and then you decide, is this the person that I want to move forward with? It just gives you an opportunity to be vulnerable, so you know if this person is first like really true for me. Now that they don't get married in the box, they just get engaged. Then they now, after they've moved past that, successful couples are then moved to an island, like a holiday period, where they now get to know each other and see, okay, you know what, do we actually now want to get married? So they have the period where they don't see each other, and then they have the period where they see each other and spend time with each other and say if this person is real for me or is this person not real for me. Then they now move on to planning the wedding, and then on the wedding day they ask, do you still want to marry this person? And I know of a couple that was successful with it, and they are still together till tomorrow, and they are properly married.
This is part of the thing that we're talking about, the millennials. These are the standard that our TV, social media platform are creating for our young people. They're looking at that and they're thinking, they're using that as a yardstick
Yeah, that's true.
for their relationships. I'm telling you.
And it doesn't always work. To be
Ram,
honest.
we've not
Yeah.
forgotten you yet. Ram, I hope you're still there. Ram, I want to ask you a question. Is sex a big factor in every relationship? Is sex a big factor?
Yes, 100%. I think all five of us will agree that's a very, very big factor. Especially when Baba was talking about sex within marriage, you could see the way her brain was, enjoying that moment. Yes, definitely is. Marriage is not for sex. Marriage is not necessarily for children. Marriage is an institution in itself between two people, right? That is the core. They're not getting married so that they can just have sex or just have kids. There are other factors, but kids, sex, other things are definitely important in marriage, in any relationship story.
All right. I was going to ask you
Sexual
a very odd
relationship, not
question,
just
but
friendship.
let me leave it. All right. Let's talk about open marriage now. Is it advisable to be in an open marriage?
First of all, what is an open marriage?
Should I define it?
Yes, please.
All right, so an open marriage is where, as a married woman, you and your husband will agree that you can see somebody else, they will see somebody else. So I can have an affair with somebody else while my husband is having an affair as well. You can bring in into the house. Some people will say you can bring it in, or you can, don't let me say it, but you're allowed to do what you want to do. Is that advisable?
Okay. First of all, that's not a marriage.
Thank you.
Okay? Because from what we know, marriage is one woman, one man together. Simple.
Let me stop you there, please. If you say marriage is one woman, one man, what happened to the Bible when men were having like 500,
Okay.
this
Now, that's a debate for another day, but I'm just going to go into it a little bit.
summary, yes.
You know, it was a different dispensation and different setting. They had cultural beliefs,
Give them.
and they allowed those things. It's not to do with religion or the Bible, it's cultural. But it was accepted because it's a thing that they were in before that even got introduced. So they were allowed to have more, even concubines as well,
Yeah.
added to the
The-
kings.
yes.
If you could take care of all of them equally, where nobody lacked, they allowed it.
So why
That was
still
under the
practicing it
law.
now?
That was-
That was
Honestly,
under the
I'm
law.
feeling- I'm
Yes.
So real, honestly, like you're like 100%.
Okay, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. Let's
No,
ask
because I'm
Ram.
just tired of when people like use that all the time as an excuse.
To do
You're
it.
allowed to have more than one wife.
Yeah,
No,
because
you're
the
not.
Bible
Because
said-
when God even made Adam, it could have taken out 10 ribs. It took out one
One.
and made one woman. Think about it.
For a reason.
Okay, Ram, let's ask you the same question. Are you there, Ram?
Yeah, I'm right here, I'm right here.
Did you hear what we just talked about?
Yes. With regards to one man, one woman, as I believe, obviously, as Christians, that's what they uphold. But not all of your viewers will be Christians. Some Muslims are probably watching, and they believe one husband, more than one wife. So from my standpoint, from my upbringing, from my faith, it is one woman, one man. On but we live in a very huge world. People have different opinions on it.
So how about open relationship in marriage?
I what's the point is my question, right? What are they trying to gain from that open relationship?
Okay. First of all, I believe that the reason why people go into open relationship is if they are not getting exactly what they want from each other, and they know that they cannot fulfill that want. That's one of the problems. Now, remember, let me dig a bit into the Bible. Or the Bible says when you find a wife, you find a good thing and you obtain favor from the Lord. And it also says that you're not allowed to do sexual intercourse and all the rest until when you get married. Now, some people do not practice this thing. They don't go into sex, so they just marry the person. Then when they go into sex, they realize that this woman is not compatible. We're not there like, no. The man is very, very active. The woman don't like her. She despises sex. And the man is saying, okay, let's try. Let me teach you. But the woman is saying, no. And the man goes out there and say, you know what, babe, since you're not going to satisfy me this way, is it okay I do my stuff, and if you don't mind you can be humble there and sit while I go and do my stuff? I know a lady, and this is why I actually had to talk about it. I know a lady, she has 3 children, big children, and she's married to a white man, and they're doing open relationship. Now maybe I said to her that the reason why it's working for you because it's a white man. White people, they like exploring. Black people is a no-go area. Your father will curse you, your mother will curse you, they will despise you, they would chase so there's lots of attachment to there's lots of attachment to black people with this kind of scenario. But she's a black lady married to a white woman, and this kind of relationship is put in place in their marital home. I know it's wrong. She doesn't see anything wrong in it. What do you say about that?
Wow. I think, wow, that's a huge one. I think definitely there's a lot of problems that come with open relationship like that. There's potentially um, pregnancy outside. There's potentially sexually transmitted disease. But I think there should be communication. If your wife isn't doing something that you don't like, find a way to encourage her
Can
small.
I ask a question? Is it that the woman doesn't meet up to the white man's needs, or is it that the man doesn't meet up to the black woman's needs?
Listen,
which is it?
Yes. Now,
Because-
the white man in question loves sex. And one woman is not enough, and he doesn't want to marry more than one. So he loves his wife and he wants to eat outside. So he does not want to call it cheating. I'm cheating or you don't know about it. So he wants an open relationship, and he goes out, he has his stuff. The woman goes out as well. She has her stuff. Now, I'm against
That's
it
not
big
marriage.
time.
Sorry.
But they're legally married.
Yeah, on
and they're
paper,
happy.
That's not just because someone is signed the paper and say we are legally married.
So
does not
what
mean
do
it's
you call
marriage.
that then if it's not
No,
marriage?
but because it's an excuse to actually be with one person and also do whatever you
Say
want.
you commit,
Eat
but you
your
don't
cake and
commit.
have
Eat your
it.
cake and have it, basically. Because the thing is, that's why the Bible, when you're getting married, you say for better, for worse, right? Because you knew, I bet he knew from the beginning that that's the sort of person she is. She's not really into sex much, isn't it?
And now, after
And
having
you
3
said
children,
beginning,
maybe the sex drive's gone down
it goes
too.
down. Women will change, and this is what men need to understand.
Yep.
The woman will never be the same woman you picked from when she had no kids and when she was younger. With age, things change. Our hormones change. Okay, our hormonal levels changes. Sometimes some women will go high. The sex drive might go high or really low.
Yep.
So you have to know where your wife is and know what to do to actually get
Bring
her
her.
into the mood.
Yep.
Because especially if you're the one with the high sex drive, you understand where I'm coming from. Instead of making an excuse out of it and say, okay, well, if you don't want it, let me go out there and look for it. It's just an excuse to explore and making you know about it, hence satisfying my conscience. That's bad.
Okay,
Yeah.
we've actually used lots of time, so let me see if I can summarize it quickly. Let's talk about masturbation.
Oh boy.
Sorry guys, can anybody define what masturbation is for me, please?
Yeah, masturbation is basically self-pleasuring yourself to get yourself into the peak of when you get to with sex, basically orgasm.
Okay, next question before we dig into it. Is masturbation a sin? Christian, I'm not you yet.
I know, I'm not
Yes.
talking me. What do I know?
We'll talk to you later. Chiela,
Are you saying that in marriage or as general?
General.
we're talking about general right now, and then we'll go into marriage. Is masturbation a sin?
Okay, let me tell you one thing about sin. The Bible says we should not entertain it. We should flee from it. So my understanding is the person might not end up with masturbation. That can develop into something else, and before you know it, something else comes. So the best thing is not to even go and start it. It's like alcohol, for example. It's not that, oh, the Bible didn't say you can't drink, but you know what drink does to
lead you to,
people?
yeah.
It's a spirit. You can, but before you know it, you know. Do you get what I mean? So the best thing is to just to stay.
All right,
away.
this is going to be very intense very soon. Ram the MC.
Yeah.
Okay. I like the smile on your face. But I want to rephrase again. Can you define masturbation for us?
Similar to what Baba Alicia said, it's an individual, I guess, stimulating themselves sexually to enjoy what I believe should be done within the confines of a sexual relationship with your spouse, right? So it's self-pleasuring.
Yes.
Okay, so are you asking me the other question as well?
Is it a
As to-
sin?
Is
Just say
masturbation
yes,
a
yes,
no,
sin?
no.
Yes, it is, in a sense that I don't believe God likes it, and I think it's one of the things that if you cannot openly go out there and tell people that you do it in front of like your church service, then you feel guilty, and that your internal conscience is telling you that it's a sin.
Okay, amazing. Don't go yet. Stay there. So, if masturbation is a sin, now when you're now masturbated with your partner, is it a sin? So, during intercourse, and you just define that masturbation is when you're
Stimulating yourself. Just say it.
I am doing
No,
the
that can confuse someone. Now just say it. Stimulating
I
yourself.
don't want to be rotten like you guys. When you're
Say it as it is. You're stimulating yourself.
okay, so when you look around.
You don't know we can see you, right? Just say
Okay,
it.
when you're stimulating yourself, okay, that's what masturbation is. So during sex, when you are having intercourse with your husband
Or wife.
and or wife, any of the above, and you're now touching yourself, you're now stimulating yourself during that particular section, is that a sin?
I'm not married, so I can't answer that question.
Okay, no, okay, let me
Jump
rephrase
and
it.
pass.
Let me rephrase it. No, he's not going to jump and pass. Ram, as a single guy, during
No, let me ask you a
intercourse,
question.
let me rephrase it. Since you're not married, I'll throw it at these married people here. Since, okay, when you're single, now you're single, Ram, and you're having intercourse with your girlfriend, yeah?
Me.
No, Holy Mary, Virgin Mary, I see you. You're having intercourse with your girlfriend and you begin to touch yourself. Is it a sin? Because when you do that, and it's not, I don't know how to explain, I'm not that, I'm an innocent, I'm a church girl, you understand what I mean? Would you
Right.
classify that as a sin?
My question is, why are you doing it if your partner is there? Why can't your partner do it for you?
Ram, no. Let me, no. You
see, it's not just me.
wait, let's,
You trying to make me.
no, we're
Go
still
like
gonna ask. We're still gonna ask these ladies. Ram, you're not getting the point. The point is,
Don't try to. You ask
Wait,
the
no.
question.
What she's
You're
trying
trying
to
to
say.
convince me.
Basically,
no, I'm not convinced. I'm not convincing him. Let me explain what I'm
Explain,
saying.
okay.
Yeah, Ram, what I'm saying is this: women tend to do it more than men. Men don't even do it. It's more of the women that do it. That's why you're not giving me the answer that I want to hear. When a woman or a man, don't stop laughing, you do it too. Okay, I'm joking. I'm just joking. Okay, so during sex, yeah, a man can be servicing his woman, and the woman is in a place where she begins to feel it and start touching herself, while the man is doing his part. That's what I'm asking you. Is that a sin? You know, Baba explain it. Baba is a professional.
I was gonna say, you know, when there's a scenario where maybe Your hubby might be working down there, okay? And then it's like you get so into it, and then your finger might wind up on your nipple while you're touching it. Sorry, I like to go into it. Okay? I don't see that anything wrong with it as long as he's involved. You see, I'm not doing it by myself in secret. He's there. We're doing it. So sometimes you can even grab his hand and put it there yourself, you know? So sometimes there will definitely be a moment where you touch yourself, and I don't see that sin. Sorry, people, it ain't sin if your husband is right there.
So that's the question I'm asking you. Yeah, that's the question I'm asking you. Is he a sin?
I didn't want to ask.
So I guess in the confines of marriage and with the knowledge of your husband and wife, I guess I don't know, but if you guys are okay with it, and then voila, I don't know.
No, but I do have a question. No, I have a quick question. Okay, what about the part where, you know, maybe the guy wants to check if he's standing and he does that real quick?
Oh,
yeah, but because he touches himself.
It's not a sin. I don't understand how that. Our church mother is right here. Sheila.
No, but let's be honest. Listen, I believe. Why can't we say your lips and we can't call it as it is? It's a penis. Let's say the penis.
Yeah.
If the man touches his penis, obviously he wants to check to see if it's ready enough.
Yes.
It's okay.
Sometimes,
to check
like,
if it's ready
sometimes
enough. It's different if
really
he
like-
goes.
Now there are different touches.
That's it.
So this
That's
touch
what-
that you're talking about is bringing the stuff out, yeah?
No,
Check and see if it's hard enough.
No, but how are you?
even
No,
make it-
no.
or make
He
it
doesn't
even
need
hard.
to check
Make
that.
it even
No,
hard.
he doesn't need to check that it's hard. If it's hard, it's hard. You get what I
know,
mean?
but you know, sometimes you don't know if you're there. You won't know because in the moment of it,
Or
how
if
do you
you're
know
not
if you're
wet
ready?
and they
Or
wanna
if
make
the
you
woman's
wet.
also not
No,
wet.
the men know that they're ready
How do you know?
because they can tell. I'm just saying. Because they know that it's as hard as they want. When you're home, scientifically, yeah. There are different levels of readiness, yeah, and the body can feel it.
Okay.
When the blood is pumping, you know, the blood is just flowing a little. By the time the blood starts pumping, it's different. You know yourself.
Yeah, but
I don't know if that makes sense.
No, this is what I'm saying. After it gets hard and he's like now like in the middle of it, and like obviously maybe it gets dry, or they need to somehow find way to stimulate it, or maybe he needs to like you know, I don't know, for some
Okay,
reason.
I get where she's coming from.
Yeah.
Because sometimes
Oh, gosh.
in the heat of
Then-
the moment, yeah, when depending on how long
Oh, do you
you're
get what
going
I'm trying
for,
to say?
the woman might at a point dry up. Maybe the man goes along. Depends on the time. So he probably might take it out and then try and stimulate himself a little bit and stimulate you in the process as well, or tell you to do something else to it to get it even to get you in the mood. Because some women
Okay.
get turned on or aroused
Yeah.
by touching their husband's penises or other things. You understand? Sorry, I like to say it as it is.
You know what? Let's ask our Sheila here. This is our.
Answered you already.
Did he run away?
No, he's there. Sheila, is it a sin
In marriage, that's it.
in marriage? Because we know that you're married. We know that you, if for nothing, there's something you can tell us. Because to me, I've had this argument. Like yesterday, we had a chat. Was it yesterday? Yesterday, we had a long chat of this, but I disagree that what I do with my husband during sex, there's any attachment of sin in it. Because God said He has given us the right to go into
Liberty.
as in enjoy sex, and what you do in sex can never be with your husband.
So
can never.
This is the question. Everybody's sexuality is different.
Thank you.
Some people are turned on just by words. Some
you.
people are turned on by all the touching and romantic stuff. So like I said, it will vary from couple to couple. So
now you're
and
talking.
for example, if you say to someone, a woman might not even like touching themselves. If they like it, the man does it. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does
So
make
for
sense,
her,
yeah.
what
Is it
like
bad?
I don't
Is it sin? That's what Ella
Okay.
wants to know.
For you to get to there, for example, I don't know, some people prefer it to themselves. That's what I'm saying. Some people
Yeah.
prefer it for themselves. Others prefer, I think, is original if the man does it.
Yeah.
That is, because if you're doing it yourself, it's like copying it. Because I don't know if that makes sense. So why would you want to live original and then do
it for
copy?
yourself.
Do it for yourself. When does that make sense? So, but some people like it that
But
way
does it make
because
it
that's
wrong?
sexually.
That's what we need to know.
For like I said, I wouldn't say it's wrong, because at the end of the day, to get you to that sexual point, if that's what gets you there,
Because guys,
your
the reason
bodies
why-
are
the reason
meant for
why-
each other anyway.
The reason why I really want to know is this. There is no way God is going to give you something and say, you have the right to do it. The only thing I know that God said, do and don't do, is in the Garden of Eden. You're allowed to do this, but don't do this. Now, in sex as well, he has given us guidelines. He said, when you're single, don't do it because it's a sin. When you're married, it's a free way for you.
Oh, yeah.
Do it 1 million times. Do
way.
it, do it in a mountain. There is no.
Wait, okay,
Except
hold on.
one more thing,
Yes.
please, people. There's only one place where you're allowed to penetrate, though. That other one,
I
don't
know-
try.
y-
'Cause
yes,
people
that goes
think-
for
No, but we have to
masturbation
say
as
it.
well.
because
Yes,
some
of
people
course.
think it's okay to go
No,
there
no. That's even
because you're
disgusting.
married.
Yeah, but
No, some people actually think that.
yeah, that's what I'm
just
saying. Like that
clarifying
goes
it.
for masturbating as well.
People masturbate to that.
Like when you're, no, we're saying that as in if we're following the regulation of what is
Yeah,
masturbation.
because she calls it masturbation.
But it
that's-
is masturbation.
Yeah,
because you're doing it for yourself.
okay, hold on.
You have to
For
be
you,
alone for it to be masturbation.
that's what I was
Yeah.
gonna
Why do you
say.
have to? On what part of the Bible does it say? you
It's
have
not
to be
even in the
alone?
Bible. Masturbation
Exactly.
is not in the Bible. What I'm
Huh?
saying is, it doesn't.
It is
though.
sexual perversion.
It's not,
No,
that's
it's
not
not.
talking
Why
about.
is it?
No,
That's
no,
not
it's
masturbation.
different.
It's when it talks about sexual perversion, it's talking about how
Immorality in sex.
Yes, that's what it means. But I'm talking. Let's not even go there. What I'm trying to say is, masturbation is a thing that you engage in yourself, doing to yourself.
Yeah,
by
and it's a
yourself.
secret.
It's
You don't want people
Yes.
knowing that you are
But if you're
masturbating.
with a
That's why it's
husband,
called-
I
Yeah.
think it
wife,
should be okay.
If you're just exploring things with him,
Yeah.
that's not masturbation, love. That's not
I
masturbation.
did
No,
it-
it's
I-
masturbation when you're doing it
By
for-
yourself.
But you're
without
doing
him.
it on yourself
With
whether
your
he's
husband.
there
With
or
your
not.
husband there, it's not masturbation. It changes the whole thing.
Yeah,
It's two.
because there's two
You're
people
time
there.
yours, Yeah, it's not singular. If you're by
I thought
yourself,
like just let the man,
No.
you know, and
No,
then you
the
teach
man
him. You
is
can
gonna do
teach
it.
him stuff.
That's fine,
that
but
you
we
like,
don't
but
call
you
that
don't do it.
masturbation.
You
for
can't call him.
yourself.
I'm
call
still
it
going to
masturbation.
argue this thing till
No.
tomorrow. I'm
You
going to
can't
bring
call
a
it.
pastor here.
I have a man of God that will be with
Yes,
me.
because we need to talk about it. Because if people are believing or thinking that if a man, if you're having intercourse and you as a woman, you're not allowed to touch yourself, you can only touch your man. And you're feeling your body, and your man is down, and you want to, maybe your nipple is itching. And no,
That's
it's
what I
true.
said, yeah.
No, I
It's
feel you, I
true.
feel you.
Ram, are you there?
I hope he's okay. Rami, you alright?
I know we've actually spoken for a long time, and Ram is not. Ram, are you there?
Rami, you there? Oh, there
I'm
he
right
is.
here.
You're
We're so
okay?
sorry. We're so sorry. So, Ram, I'm not going to ask you this question so you don't feel. We'll leave you. So, Ram, in summary, what advice would you give to people in marriage but are struggling? Broken marriages. No. He's not a married man, yeah? But he's seeing people go through this. What advice would you give them that would benefit you as a single man?
Okay, I like that.
Because if you can advise us, listen, I always say to people, your children can advise you even though they don't know nothing about
True.
marriage. They see you fight all the time. They'll
Yeah.
come and say, Mom, don't you
fighting.
think if you speak to daddy in a light, polite way, it will help? And then that practice will lead to them as well when they grow up. So yes, as a single man, what advice would you give to married people that's having issues in their home?
Yeah, definitely. One of the things I would say is communication, 100% communication. I know Chiela has even mentioned a spin on it. Sometimes don't say things right at the heat of the moment, or even not even right at the heat of the moment. Like just take some time to say something to your husband or your wife. How you communicate is important, right? You may be sending the right message, but if you do it in an angry tone or in a wrong tone, it could really cause hurt and disruption. Yes, you're saying what's on your heart, but it's how you're delivering it that really, really matters. So communication and have fun, just play together, have fun.
And like you said, yeah,
Yeah.
we know our partners. We know how we're going to say that's going to hurt the person.
Yes, we intentionally
So
sometimes do it.
exactly,
On purpose.
and sometimes some people, it's like you said, it's not what you say, it's how
How you
you do
deliver
it.
it.
Like
All right. Oh, Chiela, summarize it for us quickly.
I've learned a lot.
Summarize.
Okay, so my advice to people is get to know each other first. Even the Bible allows that. So you can do courtship for about 6 months, get to know the person. And honestly, be yourself. There is no need to hide. It's better the person knows you from the beginning than, bringing up another layer. So get to know each other first. Communication, say whatever you want to say. Put it all on the table. Money as well, we did not mention money. Trust me, in marriage as well.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. That's an topic.
That's even important in relationship, yeah? So, and then keep God in the middle of it. Once you have God in your marriage, trust me, the Holy Spirit is there to teach you all things. Especially if you listen.
Nice, Baba.
Well, I'll also say that just before you point a finger, look at yourself.
Nice one.
Because sometimes you might be the problem.
I like the summary. Christiana.
Just be happy.
Happiness is the key.
Happiness is the key.
Wow, what a wonderful show. Thank you everybody for coming. Hope to see you guys next time. Ram the MC, thank you so much for coming to participate on the show. We actually enjoyed your input. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
You actually cracked some joke.
Scared him most of the time.
Topics like this will not be complete if you don't have a man in
Perspection, yeah.
Sometimes you don't even need to bring a married man. You need single guys because the way they see us or the way they perceive what's happening in marriage, it scares them.
It's true.
That's why they don't want to get married anymore because of the things we are doing in relationship.
Yeah, we put them off.
We put them off. Again, thank you for watching All Stars Base with your girl Ella Pati. I'm going to see you guys next week. Same time, same place. Keep safe and love yourself. First love comes from here. Bye, guys.
Okay.
You're watching All Stars Base, Best African Entertainment. Stay there, go nowhere.
Alright.